Hello, everyone. For those that don't know me, my name is Nick, and I'm going to start this new YouTube channel to hopefully um, let people hear the truth and to bring them knowledge maybe that they haven't heard before. And hopefully, it's in a way that you can understand. So we're going to get started, and I'm also sorry for the video quality. I will be upgrading everything in time. So let's get started. Today I want to talk about God's greatest gift, and that is the gift of love. And I'm going to start by reading 1 Corinthians chapter 13, and we're just going to talk about that and hopefully try to understand it and to soak it all in and to realize the truth of His Word. So here we go. I'm going to grab my phone here because that's where my notes are and everything. So kind of not prepared, and I'm really shy, and I'm super nervous about all of this. But here we go. So 1 Corinthians chapter 13 says, "If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing." So basically what he is saying is you can give to charity, you can be healthy, try to be healthy and work out and do all these things to your body and give people really great advice, and you can have all the knowledge of the world. You can be, a physicist or a rocket scientist, Bill Gates and people like that, Stephen Hawking's. But if you don't have love in your heart, you don't have anything, because it all doesn't matter. Because we're supposed to love one another as we love ourselves. All right. Whew, that's that. And I want to go on to my favorite verse, which starts in verse 4 of the same chapter, the same book. And it says, "Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always preserves." And it goes on in verse 8. It says, "Love never fails." And I'm going to stop there. There's more to that, but I'm going to stop right there. And basically it's saying the same thing as it said before. In order to show love to others and to bring love and happiness into their life, you got to be patient. And I know that's really hard for a lot of people, including myself. I can be very impatient at times. Love is kind. I always try to be pretty nice to people and respectful. So I think most people have that. It does not envy and it does not boast. So being jealous and being prideful, you should not be jealous of what others have, and you shouldn't be prideful in a way to where it can make another person feel bad about themselves or to make them feel less than loved. It is not self-seeking, so it's not selfish. That's a tough one. a lot in today's world. It does not dishonor others, which means you're not, talking behind someone's back or even to their face, trying to make them feel bad. It is not easily angered. And when we have these disagreements with people, you see on social media all the time that, people are saying this and that and have opposing views, and then when one person feels like they can't win that disagreement, they might call names and say a whole bunch of stuff that is just bad and evil and shouldn't say those things about anyone, no matter what. It keeps no record of wrongs, so it holds no grudges. So to be forgiving is to have love, and that's really hard to do. Praying helps a lot in these kind of situations. I struggle with forgiving sometimes, so I have to remind myself what love is, and if I don't have love, I have nothing, just like it said in the first verse. It does not delight in evil, which means that doing things that is not pleasing to God and does not honor God, those things should not make you happy. So that's that. And it rejoices with the truth, so the truth of God, the Word. So it rejoices in that, it makes them happy. It always protects and always trusts, always hopes and preserves. That's pretty self-explanatory there, and love never fails. So no matter what is going on in your life, if you have love, then you can conquer everything. And I feel like this world is lacking love a lot since basically the beginning of time. And there's kind of this sense of what Christianity is, and you hear people, people that don't believe, that God is real, and all these things that Jesus has done, when he was here, and what he's going to do. These things are happening, especially things that he said that he was going to do. These things are happening. All you have to do is read the Bible, and it's laid out plain and simple. I mean, even a child can understand what he is saying in these things. So, and I also want to bring it back to what people think about Christianity, what some people think about that. And I was included in this, saying, a lot of people have done evil, especially when it comes to religion and Christianity. So you have the Crusades, you have the Salem witch trials, where women were being burned at the stake for being witches. You have, hang on, I got a little message there. Okay. And you have the whole Black Lives Matter things, and these two opposing sides between, white people and black people, and saying that we need to just have more love in our lives. And I don't know where I was going with that. Like I said, I'm very nervous. And we are lacking that a lot. Mainly because I feel like the world that we live in today is a selfish and vain world. Like people want to feel loved, and I feel like people will do a lot of things that aren't very good for their inner happiness and their self, to find that love and to have that. But the love should come from inside of you, and it comes from God, because he loves you no matter what. No matter what you do, you can ask for forgiveness and you'll be forgiven. But you also have to mean that too. It is not a free pass to just do whatever you want in life. And to ask for forgiveness, like I said, you have to mean it. Like, it's not like, oh, I did this, so I'm just going to ask for forgiveness and then I'll be forgiven. It doesn't work like that. You have to mean it deep down in your heart. Then you have to be really, really sorry for that. Also want to talk about some things that I've seen on social media over the years. Like, it's not just recent, it's been since forever. That, as long as we've had social media. And that's people, and they want to say we should kill the murderers and we should kill the rapists and pedophiles and these thieves and things like that. And Jesus said, he who is without sin cast the first stone. And we all sin in our lives. And no sin is above another. And I know, like, in our hearts, like in our human brains, we're like, murdering someone is definitely worse than stealing a pack of bubble gum from the store, or doing something that's not murder or rape or pedophilia or thievery. But God doesn't see it that way. He sees all sin is equal. It's all the same, because the way that I see it is, he doesn't see anything in a gray area. It's all black and white. Like, you had a choice to make. You had a right and a wrong choice. And when you sin, you make that wrong choice. So, and it doesn't matter the degree of that. For us, I guess I could say degree. He sees it as wrong, and it doesn't matter. So we have to make sure that our hearts and our souls are in a good place, and that's really, really hard to do. There's a lot of depression and anxiety and mental illnesses around, in the world, and you can't be happy every single day, and it's really hard to really think that way. But just trust in God and trust that He knows what He's doing, because He does. Like I said, everything that He said is going to happen is happening, and we'll get more in that in later videos. I just wanted to kind of share this message with you guys, and hopefully we can understand and maybe read for ourselves and try to understand what He's trying to teach us, because we have strayed very, very far. Not just, myself or the people that I know or as a nation, but as a world total. We're not doing very well, and I think anyone that has any kind of common sense can see that. The world is lacking in love and has been for a very long time. I just want to go back to what I said about the killing of murderers and pedophiles and people like that, of the evil. When Jesus was hanging there on the cross and people were spitting on Him, they were throwing rocks at Him, they were calling Him all sorts of names and everything, He didn't cry out one time. He didn't do any of that. He just took it all, because that is how God sees sin. What happened to Jesus is how God sees sin, and it's just evil and disgusting, and it's absolutely just terrible. And the devil was talking to Him, and He said, no man can bear the weight of sin for the entire world. And Jesus said, watch this. I sure can, and I will. I will help save these people, because they need it more than anything. And that's exactly what He did. And He's true to His word. And we should be true to ours and love one another, because there's not a lot of that in the world. And I guess that's the first video. It's kind of short, and like I said, I'm sorry for the video quality. I'm very, very nervous. I probably, stuttered a couple of times, and repeated myself, a few times as well. But I hope we can all come together and find a solution to all of this. But the solution is to get back to God, because that's the only way the world is ever going to get better. And some of us that know this truth and know that it's not going to happen. Like, the world's not going to come together under God and rejoice and praise Him. That's just, it's not going to happen. But we can plant seeds. We can help bring people out of the darkness and hopefully help them see the light. And that's just what I'm trying to do, and hopefully it helps some people, especially today and the more videos that I post online. So I just want to say thank you for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And this is the end of the first video. Alright.